So today I want to share some research about why hip internal rotation affects more than just your hip. So the first article I want to share with y'all is actually a literature review where they considered 12 different articles that fit within their inclusion criteria. And they found that asymmetrical and limited hip internal rotation range of motion were observed in people with low back pain, but not to the same degree in people without low back pain. And they also found that asymmetrical and limited total hip rotation range of motion, so internal plus external, were also observed in those with low back pain. But the same thing didn't hold true for hip external rotation range of motion. So they were finding at least a correlation between back pain and limited or asymmetrical hip internal rotation range of motion. The second article that I want to share with y'all is about urinary urgency and frequency. So this study actually found that in those who experience urgency and frequency, they have more weakness in hip external rotation, so rolling out, and hip abduction, moving away from midline, but their pelvic floor strength and endurance are similar to healthy controls. And so even though we're talking about internal rotation instead of external rotation, if you're somebody who clinches, you are holding the muscles that do external rotation and abduction shortened and tightened all the time. And muscles function better when they're not too short or too long. They need to be in mid-range for us to be able to find them and strengthen them. And we need muscles to be able to move through their range in order for them to have good strength. So if you're holding them shortened all the time, they can't get stronger. And so we need to be able to lengthen them. So if you like to clench those muscles in the back of your hip, you need to, in order to learn how to stop clenching, you have to learn to lengthen them, to roll the other direction, so that then we can strengthen them by being able to move through that full range to have better strength and better function, both of your hip, your back, and your pelvic floor.